Hello everyone. There are some very basic things that you need to know before you even try your first javelin build. Starting with how to maximize your damage by utilizing combos. First you prime enemy with any ability that has circle icon, and then you detonate with any ability that has 4-point star icon. You can see those icons when you are outfitting your javelin at the forge, or when you have your weapons equipped at bottom right corner of your screen during expeditions, so it's simple. Then you really must start using consumables if you have a hard time keeping up with enemies. Those will boost up to 3 different stats by 30% if you use epic ones, and can be crafted and equipped when you are inside your javelin preparing for new expedition. Consumables will only last for one expedition. This is kinda basic stuff, and if you need more info, check my videos regarding combos and consumables. What is not so obvious is what each damage type does and which abilities it applies to. BioWare is aware of the problem and are promising to release a stats page that will summarize all your javelin's equipped gear stats. Someday. Well, gear inscriptions in Anthem are different bonuses to stats that you can apply to your gear. Some of them will be applied to your javelin suit icon, while others only will work for one particular item they are on, gear icon. That's easy to understand. What's much less easy to understand is what some of them do, since the descriptions can be really vague, and inscriptions are a random roll. But let's get to damage types and different effects those have on armor and shields. That should really help us in our builds. There are 2 main damage types in Anthem: impact damage and blast damage. Impact damage is a single target damage, while blast damage is area of effect damage. In example, grenades do blast damage and guns do impact damage. Then there is elemental damage that affects any fire, ice and electricity ability you have equipped, and last damage type is physical that affects acid, melee and all weapons. But all is not that simple, because all elementals plus acid has additional strength and weaknesses. Fire, which is elemental, does damage over time plus 25% against armor, but same time minus 25% against shields. Ice, which also is elemental, freezes enemies and deals more damage plus 25% against shields, while has a 25% penalty against armor. Electricity, again elemental, spreads damage to nearby enemies and does plus 50% against shields but minus 50% against armor. And acid, which is physical, does plus 50% damage against armor and minus 50% against shields. So what this all means? It means that if your acid gear has 1000 damage, base damage, then against shields it will only deal 500 points of damage because of 50% penalty. But same time, acid will deal 1,500 points of damage against armor because of 50% bonus damage. And melee physical damage affects both your melee attack and melee skills, with no benefits or penalties. By knowing that, it is quite easy to start building your javelin depending what kind of enemies you are fighting mostly. Fire and acid is stronger against armor, but weaker against shields, while ice and electricity are better against shields, but worse against armor. Always check what inscriptions your best items have and build around them accordingly, utilizing elemental and acid pros and cons against armor and shields. You can even make a specific build for a specific stronghold, it's up to you now. Have fun and happy scar hunt!